Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Our good name is Garitech Interior Design. Thank you for the support that you bring back towards this channel. So today I'm going to talk about a cost of doing a perimeter wall, of which we are doing this perimeter wall like you can see here. It starts from there going all round up to there, and then there's it's like an L. So today I'm going to break down you the cost of doing this perimeter wall. So in terms of feet is 202 feet. So the 202 feet in terms of the entire wall, perimeter wall. We have not yet done the entire, but we have done the most the one that is most needed at first, because we can see here there's a road passing by here. You can see there's a road passing by here, so that our client had suggested to do this particular wall. So when you start with we'll start with the cement. So let's say like cement, if you go like with a cement, so cement here they sell at 780, and then if you let's give it like let's say like 80 pieces, so you'll have to get it is 62,400. And then if you go to blocks, so we had written 2,000 blocks. So 2,000 blocks we have used this particular this one is we can call it a precast blocks, of which you are using it on the house. So it has been remained with this one, so we went with this one. And then there's another one that is the machine cut. So this one we had bought 1,000, of which they were selling it at 63, so you'll have to get it is 63,000. And then there's another 1,000 pieces for machine cast. That one they were selling at 46 per piece, so you'll have to get 46,000. And then if you go to iron bars, we had used a D10, of which if you give it a D10, you are selling, if you go with let's say like 1,000, let's say if you go with the 1,000, and then you have we have at least like 22 pieces, so it will be like 22,000. And then if you go with the hoop irons, there are two, so two rolls, that is 3,000. And then what else? So and then in terms of local materials, we had bought hardcore. We had bought it 2 trips, of which each trips they are selling at 800, so 8,000. So we'll have to get it like 16,000. And then sand, let's give it 6 trips, so it is 6,000 times 6, that is 36,000. And then we have got a ballast. We have 2 trips, 1 trip that will be enough, that is 8,000. And then I think that is on. And then there's some petty, let's say like the small things, let's say like binding wire, there's like nails, there's like how do you call it, there's like waterproof, so we can give it, let's say 10,000 for those let's say for those small materials. So up to there you can see it is almost 266,400. That is, let's say, like an estimate of doing this particular wall of 202 feet. So 202 feet, this is minus labor. This is only minus labor. If you give it, let's say, a labor of let's give it approximate of 100,000. It will depend where you will, let's say, give it the highest to be 120,000. You'll have to get is 386,000. So that's why when we were doing this particular quotation, we tell our client for this particular perimeter to be finished up to the end, he must at least have with the almost 400,000, of which you can see here on my calculator. I don't know if you can see it. It is almost less of 14,000 to enter at 400,000. So guys, if you have a plot, or okay, if you have 400,000, you can see it is, you can go with this particular, you can go with these particular prices. And then let's say if you have a plot of 100 by 100, you will have to do like this. You'll have to add you'll have to do times 2, because 100 square, it is 400 feet. So you'll have to do it. So let's say it will be a double price of this one, of which it can be like there on 800,000. So I've forgotten to put a gate. So a gate, it will depend where you'll be fabricating it. So a gate can be, if it is highest, it can be 100,000. If you have been working in the most of this particular compound, there's each and everyone has got his own design of a gate, but you can go with, for the least, it can be, let's say 60,000 to 70,000. So if you go with it will depend your pricing. So if you go with this normal, you can be 60. So if you add on this, you can see there's a price that will be added. But for this structuring on real, if you have that 400,000, guys, I've told you that you will be able to do this particular perimeter wall. If you have, let's say, a plot of 50 by 100, so 50 by 100, that is 300 feet. So 300 feet. And then this one, if let's say this 1 hours, let's say this hours is 200, and then it is costing like a 400,000. So yours, if it will be 300, it can be, let's say, like a price for 600,000 or 550. Let's say you can give it, let's say, approximate of 550 or 600,000. I think I can answer to that particular. If you are watching this particular video, you can relate with this video. And then let's say, in terms of, if you want to, let's say, minimize cost hours, you can see this particular perimeter wall. These walls, the blocks, are the ones that are making this particular price to hike, because the normal machine cut, they are selling it at 45, but this 1 hours we are selling, they have been delivered with 63 shillings per piece. So you can see there's a slight difference of almost like 20 shillings per block. That's why you can see sometimes the price can be high depending the material that you are going to use or where you are. And then if you, let's say here in Garissa, the other machine cast, they are selling at let's say at 43, 45. Maybe if you are in Nairobi, it can be cheap, because due to transport cost, it can be as low as a bit slow. So you can see this is the perimeter wall. And then today we are going to do the columns. We are going to concrete the columns. You can see our fundis, that are still ongoing. So this is the back. This is the back side of this particular house. You can see there's our fence starts from that end going up to that end. That is, let's say, like it's like an L, and let's say it is like an L shape. It's like an L shape. That is that our client is doing. So we are doing this particular project concurrently with this perimeter wall, with this particular 4-bedroom house that you see here. So it is a 4-bedroom house together with a kitchen, dining, sitting room, and then it has got a it has got a rear porch and a front porch. So if you want this particular project, you can call us through our number. It's 0746289667, 0746289667. I think I can give you a small house tour so that you can see the progress that we are. So today we are doing a pavement. We are doing the pavement of this particular house. Sorry, you can see there's a difference here between this wall. You can see there's a difference between this wall and this one. So this one is for machine cast, and then this one is for the precast stone. So this is now our house. You can see there's it goes up to that end you see there. So this is the 4-bedroom house. You can see this is our rear porch. As it goes on, this is our rear porch, and then this is our kitchen, quite spacious enough. This is our store.